Previously on Knight's Quest.
I shall give you a symbol.
A simple symbol.
So we're on the lookout for Usra dungeons, right?
For you see, many used to come and visit we here at the Oasis, and we would spend time and talk and be together. Two things are needed to create
A character.
You need the powers of a spirit
And
free will.
Welcome back to Knight's Quest. We'll put your imagination to the test. We're gonna tell a story now, and if you think then that
Come on. You got it.
Leroy had a cow. That's
There you
it.
go.
That's all I got.
Leroy
Leroy had a
it.
cow.
Beautiful. Welcome to Knight's
Right.
Quest.
If I don't hear
everybody.
a fucking auto-tuned power ballad of that track, I'm gonna be so upset.
I'll put music behind it that'll make it sound worse. How about that? That's the plan.
I hope you don't. Welcome to Knight's Quest, everyone, where we're here and we're telling a story.
Yep.
It's a brand new day in the Rainbow Oasis.
Yeah.
The
For
Rainbow
all
Oasis,
of our, all
if
of
you
our
will.
friends. Nope. No,
I won't.
I will not. I can't.
shan't.
Now I'm gonna say it.
Shan't.
The Rainbow-sis. That's worse.
No, it's
It
worse.
Sounds like a disease.
It's absolutely worse.
Yeah, this is.
I
not
got some
getting better.
rainbowsis in my left leg. It's not.
no.
It's not a good situation.
Please, the Rainbow-sis is spreading. You have to amputate.
That's what all the Catholics are afraid of.
What?
The rainbow is spreading.
I don't get it.
It's okay.
Okay, well, we're in the Rainbow Oasis, and everyone wakes up at Yensis and Malak's house.
Yes.
After a pretty eventful day that they had yesterday.
Definitely.
Yesterday they met Yensis and Malak, and they talked to the keeper of the Oasis, and they met Sim, and then they dealt with all that, and they had good nighttime talks. So it was a crazy day. Do we have any crazy dreams from Rainer, or no?
No, but I know what he's doing right now.
Okay, what is he doing?
Are you looking at this like from somebody going outside first, or because Rainer's
It's-
outside? So,
He woke up and went outside?
oh, okay, fine. Well, my plan was like if somebody else goes outside, they'll see Rainer. And I'll be like, oh, Rainer's talking to his Ajax. And you guys would be like, what? He is? That's interesting. I wonder
gotcha.
why. And
So
then we would go
you
from
want,
there.
You want a pre-existing as Ajax meeting that we
That is correct,
enter
yes.
into. Okay.
Yes.
Well,
So you're going to try to skip past rolling for it, is what you're going to do.
no.
Okay, fine.
Hold on.
All right. The first thing that Rainer does is he's going to try to get in contact with his Ajax again. What do I need to roll, you stingent bastard?
And you just want his Ajax?
Yeah. Wait, as
As
opposed
we-
to what?
As opposed
As
to
to
Jonathan.
Jonathan?
No, I just want his Ajax.
That's why you have to roll for
Okay,
it.
all right. Here we go.
We could get the first time where it goes poorly.
Okay. I don't have a desk or anything, so I'm just like trying to organize all this shit on a bed, and it's very uncoordinated.
You need to get like a box or lid or something.
I mean, I have this plastic binder. That's good.
Roll
enough.
it in your mouth.
Yo, I got such a
Don't.
good roll. I got a 23 though.
Oh shit.
Okay, yeah, you get a Ajax and
Hell
the
yeah.
spectral husses descend down, and he's like, hello, fellow traveler. Rainer, it is good to see you.
What's up, is Ajax? Good to see you too. It's been a while. Actually, has it been a while? Maybe it's only been like a day. I kind of lose track of time out here.
You told me you were going to give me a call when you make it to the Oasis.
I did? Yes, that's why.
I see. Wow, no,
Yes.
cool. You forget all about me.
No.
Well, hold on a
that's
second.
why
They are
I'm-
in the Oasis, though, so why would his Ajax be, like, weird about it?
No, he's just reminding me because, of course, that's why I'm calling you.
Ah, good.
All right, is Ajax. I forgot. I'm actually calling you for a totally different reason. I apologize.
Is it to give me your money?
Actually, no. Okay, well, no, hold on, maybe.
Then what other reason am I here for?
Oh, no, I have a very specific reason. So, Rainer is going to pull out that song, and he's going to be like, so you remember this, right? The summoning song that we used to summon you.
The one you used
The one I
right
used
now.
Yeah. So, I need to know how
I hope you still have that because you just used it.
Well, yeah, but... Okay. So, as Ajax, this is my question for you. How can I bind it to someone else for summoning?
I am afraid you cannot. It is, once you gotta get a clean one. If you gotta get a brand new one, then you can summon that.
Oh.
Or sync that to someone new.
Okay.
So that one's been synced already.
Oh.
Can't change that up.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. How do I, can I just buy a new one from you? I mean, do you have multiple summoning songs? How does that work?
Let me see.
Okay, yeah.
I do not have another one. No.
Okay. Boy, that
Sorry.
really throws a wrench in everything I was hoping to.
I've been having to retake inventory because it's tough to remember which stuff I lost and which stuff I still have.
Yeah, I heard that was a pretty wild, everything that went down. I didn't see it myself, but I'm told that it was a pretty catastrophic loss of stock.
Yeah, I lost a third of everything I have, so
Right.
that's a lot.
So do you know where I could get a new summoning song? Or, like, are there other
That's a good
people
question.
I could go to?
I think, let's see, how did I get that last one? I believe I bought that one in Rillian, where they've got all the really good stuff.
Huh.
All the freshest, juiciest, magical things.
I see. Well, that is fine.
I don't think it is. You sound pretty bummed.
How about, do you know... So we're talking about summoning, right? Like, do you...
Yes.
So now that we know that's off the table, do you know of any other kinds of magic, like, that could, you know, get a person to a place, or not even fully get them to a place, just to, like, enable two people to talk over a long distance, anything like that, you know?
Okay, you're talking a lot of things. So you want to be able to stay in touch with someone.
That is correct.
Over a long distance.
Yes. Yep, that's exactly right.
Well, then I have the product for you.
Actually?
Have you ever been in a situation where you've got a loved one who's way too far away for you to be able to communicate with them, and you're like, oh, woe is me, these letters,
He's doing
they're just
a
not
fucking
going to
sales
work.
pitch when he literally asked
you-
for this product.
Do you think you need to sell me on this? Or is this like a compulsive thing? Do I just have to like kind of like I
can hear your troubles, my friend. Say no more, though. Say no more. You see, in this day and age, why wait to talk to someone when you can talk to them right now? Can I get a witness?
Sure.
I am here, yes.
Yeah, I think I'm technically a witness. I think.
Well, then you gotta check this out.
I would love to.
It's called, and then he pops behind the counter, and you hear some things like flying around. He's like, oh, where'd I put it? Oh, please still be here. Please still be here. Oh, no, wait. Oh, no, wait. And he pops out with a sock, and he says, I present to you the Socky Talkie. All you have to do is talk into this sock. And the person, and he pulls up the other one, the socks always come in pairs, who has the other sock, will be able to communicate with you instantaneously. And I think it's at this moment you're realizing why he had to do this sales pitch. The socks themselves are a crimson color with gold threading kind of on the top of the sock. They don't look terribly brand new, but they don't look gross either.
Okay.
So, Saki Takis, you in?
For those listening
out?
at home, Jake just sent instantaneously an emoji of a very sarcastic clapping man. Like, who looked so incredibly frustrated and done with this whole joke. And I just really appreciated that. Okay, so here's the thing. Raynor is thrilled when Azajac says that there's a device that can let two people talk across long distances. Once Raynor sees that both of the socks are here, so to talk to that person, he would have to somehow get to them to give them the other sock. Raynor is less thrilled because that's the entire problem.
Who were you trying to talk to?
Someone back in Goldon.
Oh, no, I can't help you with that.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was hoping I could... I don't know, even if I had a version of the summoning song, I would still have to somehow get it to them. It's a whole mess. I've basically figured out half a problem. But we'll save that for, another day. How much for the Saki Takis?
20 gold pieces.
20 gold... I mean... They're not exactly new. Don't you feel like 20 gold pieces is more of a new socks price? I mean, I'm looking at these, I'm thinking 14.
My good man, Raynor Bjornsson, we have done many good businesses together. You know I'm a struggling, independent business owner. And you got no other option.
Azajax, that was a joke. I'm the guy who can't barter. That was a joke. And he gives him 20 gold pieces.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. And he hands you the socks.
Hell yeah.
And when you grab them, since they were spectral before, they become real physical things as you take them from him.
I actually hadn't even thought of that. So for a second I thought you were going to say you grab them and you can't because they're not real. And I was just going to be like, damn, whoops. So wait, does the money also turn from real to spectral so it can go with him?
Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
How very spooky and interesting.
Raynor, you go back into the house.
Yeah.
And you're smelling what Malak's been cooking.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. That was actually really good.
Thank you.
What even
Damn
rhymed?
it. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm saying it was really good, because I didn't realize that at first.
Thank you. He has prepared some kind of crepe dish.
Okay, love it.
I believe it's pronounced crepe.
Crepe.
Actually, in Terivian, it is a crepe.
Ooh.
A crepe.
All right,
Love that world building.
Excellent.
Crepe, which is just like a crepe, but it's got vegetables in it.
Of course.
Instead of fruit. So it's
Sure,
a little
okay.
heartier. A little heartier.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a sweet dish. It's more of a hearty dish. So the squad is there. Everyone eats the meal. And while you're discussing it, Leroy, of course, just greatly enjoying just any new type of baked good. He's like,
Malak, you have done it again. Just top notch. So,
between mouthfuls, he then turns to the rest of the group.
so what's the plan for today? We're going back to Sim. What are we doing?
We definitely said we would, yeah.
I think it's
Hold
great.
on, one at a time, everyone. One at a time.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
We definitely said we'd go back to Sim. That's pretty much all I got for the moment. I'm still...
All right, thanks, Raina.
Well, you asked! And then you said I should go first.
All right, Jonathan, what were you going to say?
I just want to be clear. We never mind. I'm not going to waste any more time on this.
We're really good at communicating, you guys.
I would just like to say it is a blessing that somehow we have always ended up with lodging with an individual who is not only very pleased to have us there, but doesn't charge us to stay and bakes us amazing food.
Yeah.
And every time.
It's kind of amazing how that worked out.
Every time.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's very nice. Except for the entire time we were traveling through the desert.
Now, that was free.
Even then, we still ended up with the keeper.
That was free.
Oh, yep. And good food.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of amazing if you think about it. Did we find somebody super hospitable in Hijidi way back when?
I don't remember where we stayed.
That might be the one single place that we didn't. Because even back in Costa Rica, we ended up with that mansion.
I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh, Leroy, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, Leroy. No, I guess it is kind of like that, but
All right, so let's do something.
Right.
Today.
I am eating breakfast right now.
Would you mind if we came with?
Oh.
I mean, it's a free. Is it a free country? It's a free country, right? Like,
For a second, I thought you meant, like, on our adventures, like, off to find Quiz and all that shit. And I was like, no? But then I was like, oh, to Sim, right. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, Sim loves you guys.
We have not seen Sim since Malak decided to use the box for food.
I would
to
mean
give
to ask
to
you
the
about
keeper.
that. This is an important box. Yes. Why for
Yes.
Tupperware is my question, I guess.
Yes. Why for Tupperware, Malak?
I don't want to super... I think I asked this last episode, didn't I?
A little bit. Or it was 2 episodes ago.
Right.
Malak is just like, he's already washing the dishes, and he's like,
Yes. So good at explaining ideas you are. He said when we had the keeper over that it was the closest box and she would give it back right away. Well, he was very simple thinking. And but it is this simple thinking that I love, so
I don't want to be rude, but I have a question. For Yensis, are you telling us that when he makes that grunting noise,
I have
that
been wondering
lasts
about this.
for less than a second, you are able to intuit some sort of meaning from that? Is that what you are trying to get us to believe here? Is that you can understand that that grunt means the whole thing?
I'm really glad you're bringing this up. I've also been wondering that.
It's not so much the grunt, this whole way he is. It's when you spend time with people, you get to know them, and words are not needed.
I'll just take your word for it.
Hey, I get it. So I guess
So we get done eating then.
Yeah.
yep. Everyone finishes eating.
Yeah.
Do you go to the crystal? The clear stone?
Yeah, Jonathan wanted to do something, but now that we have like Yensis and Malak there, I don't know if he feels comfortable doing that. So I think maybe he'll hold off on that for later.
Rainer, are you going to do the thing you said you were going to do last episode?
What is that? Do you have something in particular in mind?
No, but
So-
you did.
Shit! No, you're right. Rainer, during the whole trip over back to the jungle, the
Nathan,
whole
what was
time,
that thing I was thinking about last
Rainer
time?
is looking through the book, The Writer, Myths and Legends, Is It True, Is It Not? Well, we wrote it down anyway. And he is looking for more info about Sim, because
About Sim?
Well, I mean, just around that particular time, because what we heard from Sim was like, the first thing I remember is seeing the writer and his lover, and like immediately they told me, like, hello, welcome to living, and let's get to work. And like that whole Dawn of Time stuff sounded so interesting, and Rainer was like, oh, maybe I can look up that era in the book, you know? And like find out more about the specific things he said, maybe even find out other stuff that he didn't directly talk about, you know?
My guess is it would probably be towards the beginning.
Yes. There's a section called Origins.
Hell yeah,
of
let's
the
do
writer.
it. Yep.
And so there's a whole bunch of them. There's one, I'm going to summarize again, so we're not reading the whole book.
Okay.
But one of them is like, the writer has always been and was the first, and there was no one before the writer. There's one that says, the writer was just another spirit that happened to show up here and just kind of either retroactively said that they were the first one or actually was the first one.
Interesting. Okay.
And there's one that says the writer created all the other spirits. There's one that says that they're the same level and just said that the writer won the spirit war, and that's what makes them more powerful.
Okay.
And then there's one that has like a big asterisk that says like strong heresy, no one actually should believe this one.
Oh, shit.
It says like the writer's not actually that special at all, and it's actually one of the weaker spirits.
Whoa.
Interesting. Does it say why?
Why they think that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like people from other religions think that.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, yep.
And so in
Well, that's
writerism,
petty.
yeah, mine's better than yours.
I don't know, the writer isn't that all that great.
Who is walking... Is anyone walking anywhere next to me?
Most
Sure.
for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, you're all walking down.
Jonathan is walking next to you.
All right, Jonathan in particular is just going to get an earful. And then I looked over at this chapter and it said that maybe the writer isn't even that special, but it also said there was this mark for heresy, and I was like, oh man, now I got to check the rest of the book and see if there was that mark appearing other places, because then I can figure out more about heresy and I can figure out more about which people do and do not believe in the writer, and there's all these different things. But some people think the writer's actually a lot stronger than that. Some people think he actually just goes over all of that stuff you just said, and it probably makes no sense at all because he's so excited about it.
And Jonathan's like, but how does anybody know if nobody was there? Because, there's this whole book written about a dude. Maybe. I don't know. But nobody's seen him. No, but, it's all just, right?
I don't think Rayner
is... Just put me down in the heresy chapter.
Rayner is not phased at all. He's just that whole question is addressed in chapter 5 when it brings up the big philosophical questions about, authorship and, who was actually there and who wasn't there and, how can we know for sure? And,
dude, authorship is, a huge thing in writing.
I imagine it might be, yeah.
Jonathan is 1.5% listening, and he's giving his most enthusiastic shut up, no, what, no, really, wait, no, hold on, show me. And he's doing his best to keep up. Not all of it is getting through, but he's doing his best.
That's really sweet.
I think Leroy leans over and he's like,
Rayner, you could have learned all this if you just went to library.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
No, here's the thing, though.
But I'm glad you're taking an interest now.
No. Here's the thing.
Later in life is better than never.
Here's
Louise
the thing.
Is like, I don't know. There's some of this stuff they didn't talk about in library. Mostly the heresy was not in library. But
well, here's how you know if it's heresy: if they didn't talk about it. That's pretty simple.
I need you guys to understand that during the big part of my life, I didn't go to library. That was before I met spirits. And they were like, hey, I'm threatening you if you don't do this shit. And also the writer is a real dude who, hates you, sort of. That was before all that.
That's pretty harsh. I don't think the writer hate... If you're the hero, why would he hate you?
Also, let's just talk about faith for a second. So, what you're saying
We're
is...
talking about faith?
You don't believe... Oh, yeah, get in here, Grorg. So you're saying...
Yeah, I'm having a identity crisis about that, actually.
You didn't believe in your faith,
right? That's correct.
Until a real physical manifestation of that faith was brought forward and said, "Hey, guess what? Your religion is real."
Yes.
And then you believed it.
That is correct.
So that's not faith.
Okay, I don't have faith now, or I didn't have faith then.
I'm not having a big revelation here. I'm just working through this in my own time.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, actually, let's do a quick inventory where everybody's at.
Yeah.
About religions, because I'm personally needing to do a quick inventory. So before yesterday, Canis Pentus was my guy. Still is.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think I'm the progenitor of a new religion with Sim. So
what is that?
I'm trying to figure that out.
What is that word you just said? I don't think that's real.
Progenitor?
I think it is.
The first?
Right?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, progeny.
yeah.
This is not Jake saying that. This is Jonathan saying
No, it's a real word. You'll learn it if you went to...
Is that an orcish word?
If you went to Instagram, you would know that.
Fantasy
okay.
Instagram.
I see. I gotcha.
I like the writer and the hero. That's why Rayner... we were friends beforehand, but if you're the hero, that's why I'm, in this quest right now.
Right. I don't really feel like I so much have a choice anymore as to which religion. If I did... Well, to be completely honest, if I did, I would probably still not be going to library and shit.
Now, hold on. That's a really interesting point. You just said you don't have a choice in this, but I thought that was the whole thing is that you did.
Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about a lot, and more than a couple of times I've been, wondering at night, why is it that people telling me I'm the only person in the universe having free will? It makes me feel more trapped than ever. And that's a whole thing that I've been trying to unravel. But we don't super have to. And I think now he's getting kind of embarrassed because he said that so bluntly, and he's just that's not. We don't have to do that right now. We don't have to. It's not super important. Jonathan, how about you?
Oh, I've done a little bit of a 180 these past few months. See, I started out being completely non-believing in pretty much anything supernatural, spiritual, ruling the world. And now I'm kind of like pantheistic because like I'm starting to realize there's a little bit true about everything. So I think that's where I'm at right now. Like everything is real. So why not? Fuck it, believe all of it.
Eloise?
Oh, writerist.
Cool.
I don't know. It just makes sense. You mean you look around and
We like Sim.
Well, no, wait.
Rainer's like, geez, I forgot you were here. Ooh, okay. Oh my
It's
goodness.
fine, everyone forgets about me too.
Am I not allowed to like or believe in Sim? Or I thought that kind of all fell under, like, if I believe in the writer, then then the spirits are a thing too now. Like I feel like we're all on the same page here.
No, I did not mean to say that you did not like Sim. I'm just saying that I like Sim. That's the one I like.
Yeah, as long as we're kind of like taking inventory over here.
You guys have now arrived at the Oasis.
Cool, good talk.
With the clear stone in the center. I think, did Eloise give the band back? No, I don't think she did. I think she still has it.
The what
Okay.
now?
The focusing
bracelet
band.
Oh,
Bracelet,
yeah.
I think as they're walking, Jonathan's like, "Hey, Abil, I am interested. I was gonna ask," and then we just kept walking. Why? I mean, what do you kind of where you at? If you don't mind me asking.
The village of A, which I am from.
Yes.
They do not like Niner,
Yes.
because they have their own spirit
Oh.
that they really are into.
Is that how religion works? You're just like kind of into it, not like, I don't know. Never mind syntax, but go on.
It's kind of, that's kind of it. I mean, so they're like really into it. And then I was obviously not as much because I was like, I need the powers. So I went to Niner, and now I have no family and no name anymore. And I have been forced to wander
You're spiraling,
the
Bubba.
desert.
You're spiraling again. You're
And I
spiraling.
am stuck with
Hold
you
on,
to be
backtrack.
your accountant.
Whoa, hey, hold on.
And you don't even have a real business.
Hold on.
No,
one
wait a
second.
minute.
What
Now,
a
hold
harsh
on.
thing to say.
I'm
This business has never been more real.
gonna back up. Oh, three things. One, we are a real business. Two, you can leave anytime. We asked you if you wanted to come, and you said yes. And three, you never finished your thing about the spirit. You never said who's the spirit of A. You started it, then you went.
Oh, that's the village of A. It's not the spirit's name.
Okay, you know what I'm saying.
I don't. It is sometimes hard because of the language.
So Eloise, are we going to gonna see Sim?
Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just see Sim.
Hold on, gotta get it. I'm just making it. And she's...
We've got to hold hands, everyone. Hold hands.
Nathan,
Oh,
is
yeah.
this your way of never telling us what the deal is with Abil? Every time we try to ask him, he just spirals off into confusing misunderstandings.
This is me saying I don't know what the spirit is yet.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Yep.
I think I might have said this before, but I sometimes forget that you have to make up all this
Yes.
shit whenever we ask you about it.
Sometimes. Not
Yeah, I
always.
got my computer. I can pull up my list of spirits. What am I fucking doing? Does everyone hold hands, though?
Oh, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, if that's
Yeah.
the way to do it, then yeah.
Everyone holds hands. Do you include the pets in it this time?
How?
Hold their hands.
How bat?
Bat have hand.
Bat.
No, okay, like-
hold bat hand.
I assumed we were holding hands because it's the easiest way of everybody in contact with each other. So if the bat's already on my shoulder, we should be good to go.
What if bat and fumble and dog hold hand with just pet?
Like their own little tiny circle.
Yes.
Why we talk like this now?
Why use lot word when less word
When less word.
Do trick.
work? Just would do trick. Yeah.
Everyone's there's like two rings. There's the outside ring and then there's
Sure.
a tiny ring
Yeah.
on the inside with everybody.
It's beautiful.
But you all do the thing, and Eloise lines up the ring on the clear stone. He creates the beautiful rainbow on the other side. So you stare at the crystal, and the colors begin to morph and blend together as you've seen them do before. And you enter into the sim space.
The sim space.
Sim space. With the colors whizzing around you. And when you get into that space, you look at Yensis and Malak, and they seem to be just beaming. Like, they've always seemed to be very happy people, but now they're just... Obviously, everyone's glowing, but they are glowing.
Yeah, I get it.
They seem to be right as rain, and they start kind of running. And Sim materializes as the lines kind of merge together and form the three aspects of Sim, and they run up to Sim and just give them just a big hug.
Oh.
What do you guys do?
I mean, I feel like Jonathan and Eloise, because they're the only two people I can speak for, are just kind of like walking at like a normal pace and just kind of waving, smiling.
I'm going to try to make sure our three pets don't go absolutely crazy and start like running off into the distance.
I mean, why not?
Because it might be difficult to get them back if they do that.
That's a good point.
How do you get pet?
Well, like,
how do get pet in Magic Place?
Like, I still don't fully understand how the boundaries of this place work, so I'm a little concerned.
Sim likes to color outside the lines.
Of course.
Sim sees that you have returned, holds up their arms, kind of like in a greeting, like waving you over, welcoming you over, and says,
"Welcome back here, my newest friends.
Yeah.
I was scared you would not return.
What? What? No, why?
People have said they would come back and didn't."
That's awful.
Oh yeah, I guess even specifically, that kind of calls back to the whole situation with Neener Neener too.
Sim sees trouble, kind of running around and says,
"There is another blue fumble. Is this your work?"
And they gesture to Grorg and Jonathan.
Hey, you got me. Yep. This one we got while he was still alive. And arguably is an improvement. It's much better than the original. So
okay, saying we got him when he was still alive makes it sound like now he's dead and we've somehow enchanted him back into horrible, like, some kind of weird undead nonsense.
No, I was saying, like,
to make it clear,
they died
he's not
him
dead
while he was still living, as
right.
opposed to the coat, which was died after that fumble had perished.
Right. Yeah, that's correct.
Because as we've established, you can't shear fumbles like sheep. They must die in order to get your fur.
Yes.
It's a very dark part in the last
Thank you for making that explicitly clear, yeah.
Yep.
True is a dark place.
You must kill the fumble to wear it.
So many dead fumbles.
Why are
so
we
many.
here?
We went
Please
through like
donate
5
to
specific
our
ways.
Save the Fumble Foundation.
Sim, kind of, once everyone gets over to where Sim is at, Sim says,
"I have prepared my gift for you."
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, okay. I kind of completely forgot about that, to be honest.
Not for you, Rainer. Sorry.
No, I'm aware.
It is for Jonathan and Grorg and Abil.
Yeah.
You remembered me.
Oh, oh, that's great.
and Sim kind of waves their 6 hands. They're kind of hard to tell, and they're all like whizzing together in circular form, and 2 symbols appear, each with colored tassels hanging from the center.
It's beautiful.
Ooh.
They hand the symbol to Grorg, and Grorg kind of holds them in awe, like,
Are these the symbols?
Yes.
Nathan says, reading directly from the card so as not to mess it up.
Yes, this is the symbol, which you will use to simply symbolize Sim. You can clash it together to change the color of any item, though it will not have as much control as true blue.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, depending upon your magical abilities, you might not get the color you desire, or the area you desire.
So in game stat wise, To use the symbol, you have to roll a d20, and depending upon how good you roll, you'll be able to control the two factors, the color and how much it impacts. So if you roll a 16 through a 20, you control both. 11 through 15, you pick which one you control. 6 through 10, you randomly decide which one you control. And a 1 through 5, you don't get to control either. And you'll roll dice to see what color and how much area it impacts.
So there's no way it doesn't happen.
Well, there is a, like in the area, it could just be a really tiny amount that it changes. Like nothing is an option on there in the spec.
Okay.
But it goes all the way up to like, oh no, what have you done? That is the high end on that one.
I'm so intrigued by that one, yeah.
Is the smallest you can go like a molecule? And if like you turn one molecule blue and another molecule blue, are they both blue molecules? Or is one blue molecule on top of another?
We were done with this!
Jake, no!
God,
anyway,
the small says nothing.
Jonathan steps forward and says, I also have a gift for you.
Really?
Yes, it is something very important to me, but I want you to have it, and it is a memento of our adventures. And he takes one of the 4 armbands from the Black Slash off and gives it to Sim.
You still had 4 of those?
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's been such a long time. Wow.
The armband, because I think they were yellow, right?
I thought they were yellow or orange.
Do not remember.
Well, whatever they are, the color is vibrantly glowing. Sim takes it and says,
"Thank you, Jonathan.
I shall cherish this gift."
And the colors of the armband almost seem like they're being unwound from it, and the different strands of these lights then kind of blend in with the background noise color that is filling up this space.
Cool.
Careful, don't lose that. Looks like it's going to be kind of easy to not find.
It may look messy, but I know where everything is.
Oh, good.
Raynor steps forward, and he's a little hesitant about how to phrase this, but he says, well, you already know that we have to be on our way, not right this second, but just, when we leave here, we have to be continuing our journey. And I thought I would ask, you said yesterday that what I need to do is find a spirit and find a way to use its power to help save my friend. And I need to I need to know more about that if I can. I still, I mean, to be honest, I'm not.
Yeah, how do you put it in a bottle? Is it like
that's how the conversation ended. We were talking about bottles, and then I brought up this bottle, and he brings out the beacon that is true blue in this space, and then that's when that whole shift happened.
Oh yeah.
Yes, in order to
rewrite a character, you need free will and the powers of a spirit.
There are some ways to get spirit powers and
not be a spirit yourself. The first is to take it
from a spirit that you know of.
Find them, and using a specially created magic item,
you can steal their powers.
We did this during the Great Spirit War to weaken our enemies.
Wow.
The pros of that method are
you know where great spirits can be found most of the time. So the only hard part is
fighting a spirit.
Yeah.
Other options include taking spirit powers from those who don't know they are a spirit
and are in mortal form.
Or you could find a wandering spirit that floats around the desert.
There are quite a few, though their location is harder to locate.
So, just to be clear, there are spirits who don't know they're spirits?
Yes, after the Spirit War,
their punishment was to have their
identity stripped from them. Because a spirit cannot be destroyed, their essence was
crafted into mortal beings that,
when they would die, their essence would be transferred to a new body, never knowing
what they used to be.
Wow.
I think Jonathan kind of like looks not like upset, but kind of gives Raynor a look and says, "Well, I mean, we do kind of know where like at least 2 big spirits are, and one of them is a thing."
The final option is to find a item that already has a spirit's
Powers within it. This is how some magical
artifacts are created, though most are just simple spells.
Could you tell us if any of our magic shit has a spirit in it?
That'd be amazing. That'd really shorten up this whole process.
Jonathan's just like emptying his pockets like onto the floor, like all of his items.
Yeah, Grorg's got his glove of the Sandrake. He pulls that out.
Right. The socks. Do these have a spirit in them?
The Saki Takis.
Yeah.
What else we got? Leroy just dumps out his pockets.
The reverse-o-matic, the Jester's hat, the lazy river.
The pet slide whistle. Chubb the floating rock. Sim looks at all these things and says,
No, none of these have
A spirit in them.
Yeah.
Well,
I kind of wasn't really expecting them to, but we'd feel silly if we didn't try and then it turned out, you know?
Yeah. Rather safe than sorry.
yeah, I'd rather not have the big plot twist in my life be I had the answer the whole time.
This is going to sound kind of silly, but I guess, what would you recommend?
It all depends upon what action you would like to take.
Do you want to destroy
A spirit? Do you want to go looking for a wandering spirit or a unknown spirit?
or hunt for a magic item?
Well, here's the problem. The problem is we don't really have any way of finding a wandering spirit besides just kind of walking around. And, I mean, how are we supposed to know if somebody's a spirit if they don't even know they're a spirit? Yeah, I mean, that one sounds like the most impossible out of all of them. I mean, I feel like we maybe have met people that might be, that are, like, crazy stronger than everybody else and, like, probably maybe are spirits, but that's just me.
I have been kind of wondering about that.
Wait, who do you guys think are spirits?
It seems rude to bring it up, though. Like, I don't want to just be like, oh, maybe this person. Like, I don't want to spread rumors.
Wait, we're in a confined space.
We're all friends here.
I know we've all been thinking about it. Who do you think is spirits? What do you think?
Well, I haven't seen...
Tanner and Taylor. I can't hold it in. It's got to be.
Wait, for real? I think Raynor is genuinely shocked by this. Like, he thought they were on the same page and they clearly weren't. Like, oh,
I mean,
what?
Whether or not they're both together, one spirit or the two spirits. I mean, have you seen? First of all, the work that they do is it's beautiful. It's superhuman. Good. I can't imagine. I can't. They're both.
And Tanner's so cool.
They're both just amazing. And yes.
I mean, he is really cool.
You know, I wasn't on board, but the more I think about it, I think you're right. At least Tanner.
I mean, look, I haven't actually seen the powers play out like you guys have, but just going off of what you've told me, I would have said Bartuk. I mean, I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like, I don't want to be impolite.
I was thinking Bartuk.
Thank you. Right? Like, it just. I mean, you actually saw him, right? Like, did she? Was she there when the whole fight went down?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess.
But also, if he is a spirit, I don't really want to, like, get on his bad side. Like, hey, can we steal your powers for a bit, please?
Well, the interesting thing is, like, whether or not, because this is all stuff that I'm literally just, like, making up on the spot. But, like,
yep, same.
If he is, that brings some other stuff into question, because none of the people that are here currently, except Raynor, saw the other robed figures who were also like possessed the same type of magic that Bartuk did. So if Bartuk was a spirit, then are all of them spirits as well, or are all of them also Bartuk? Because no, they were all masked.
Are they all the same? Are you suggesting they're all the same person? Holy shit!
I don't know if he's a spirit. Who knows? We're just spitballing here, playing Calvin ball with the plot right now.
Oh my goodness! I think this conversation has opened up a wormhole that Raynor was not ready for, and now he's just kind of like quiet, like.
So anyway, yeah, maybe difficult to find spirits if we don't already know where they are.
Wait a minute, guys. We know where one is.
I just said
Jonathan
this.
He did say, he even said two.
Leroy.
He even said there were two spirits.
Well, three, technically.
There's one that where we're going. There's one with Quiz.
Oh, shit. Are you...
Like a two birds, one stone kind of thing.
And it's already in an item.
Leroy, are you suggesting that we use the spirit of Mirjik's power against him to break Quiz out of the... Leroy, that's the most metal shit I've ever heard.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Raynor is like flabbergasted by this possibility. He's just like, is that even an option? I mean, how would you...
I don't know. I don't know how do you kill the spirit of Mirjik?
I mean, that changes so many things. That would mean at the plan of attack that you would also have the attempt to break him away from his power and use the power all at the same time. All of these different plans would have to happen at the same time, and he's just kind of like mumbling to himself and like verbally sketching out ideas, and it probably sounds ridiculous. And by the end of that, he's just like, so yeah, I kind of came up with nothing. But it's very interesting to think about.
Have we explicitly stated our goals to Sim at any point? Like, is there any sort of reaction when he hears Mirjik?
Oh, when he hears the name of Mirjik. Yeah, I mean, we've told this story, because Raynor told the whole story.
Yep.
Okay.
About getting his friend back.
Right.
I don't know, Raynor, do you think you mentioned Mirjik when you were telling the tale?
Because so far, when we tell the story, we don't, like, explicitly say, we just say what our goal is.
Actually, I'm going to say no, because what we told him was only the story since we got to the gate.
Right.
So I don't think
you were hunting down
I don't think it would have been 100% necessary to talk about Mirjik and all that stuff. So he's probably hearing the name Mirjik for the first time.
Okay. I think then Sim is kind of startled a little bit and says,
"Oh, you're dealing with Mirjik."
Yeah. Do you... I mean, I'm terrified to ask this, but do you know of him? It? Them?
Mirjik was an
Interesting player during the Spirits War.
kind of changing sides quite frequently throughout the battle, as if their
Personality was changing as well.
Yeah, sounds familiar, yeah.
Yeah, that checks out.
But they ended on the side of the writer, thus allowing them
More boons than punishments. But the writer could not fully take
Mirjik's free will away because Mirjik didn't really have
that to begin with. I mean, they did, but just they couldn't really control
themselves, if that makes sense.
No.
So they don't have free will exactly, but they have something else that's unique to them, something that makes them different from
the chaos.
Basically, my point is that six-armed cow is one
Crazy motherfucker. And if you are messing with him,
that doesn't completely ruin the plan, but
it does change things.
I mean, you got any advice? Like, you got any, like dirt?
Yeah, don't.
Okay.
Don't.
But, I mean, we kind of got to. That's like, I mean, regardless of whatever happens next, we have to go and find Conquest and we got to stop him. And as a byproduct of that, it would be very cool if we could get our original friend Quiz back. And I mean, music is on the whole kind of, he's in the middle of all that. So we kind of got to.
I see.
Your problem.
Sim starts pacing, and the three colors are kind of like trailing behind each other as they're thinking about this. Sim goes,
I'm going to have to think about this.
and I think the yellow one just kind of steps aside and like does the thinking. So it's just the red and the magenta and the blue one left while the yellow is thinking. They say,
In the meantime,
Let's tell some stories.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
I like stories.
I could tell.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, there was a lot that happened at the Sun Festival.
Oh my goodness, the Sun Festival.
I mean, there was some really, really cool performances at the Sun Festival. I mean, there was that one, like, lady archer, and she, like shot glass out of the air, and that was really cool. And there was that comedian that wasn't very good. And then there was shit. And I don't think anyone's ever going to forget shit.
Yeah, that I've never seen anything quite like that. That was
He wasn't talented, though.
I mean,
He did die.
isn't determination a talent in itself though?
Isn't the ability to burn your existence into the minds of others forever a talent unto itself?
Was that his talent all along?
The talent was the friends we made along the way.
I mean,
right?
we gotta tell Sim what exactly happened, right? At
and
some
they
point,
tell
one of us
Sim the story of all
like,
the performers.
specifically.
yes.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I just meant shit. Like specifically in detail.
Forget the other guys.
And then he just shot another one. It was wild. None of us could believe it.
They just kept going. Who was giving him the arrows?
I have a question for Sim.
Yes.
How did you meet Jancis and Malak? You said that they should tell the story.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. Again.
It's fine.
It's not about you this time, Abil. We forget about other things than just you.
Yes, I will tell the story if everyone wants to hear it.
Oh, are you? Yes, that.
Yeah, I didn't think I just kind of figured we just
No, for sure.
Let's just start.
Yeah. It's like a wedding objection type of thing. Like if everyone says nothing, that means we're good to go.
Okay, I will tell this story. So, it's a story of not just how we met Sim, but how me and Malak, how we started our being with each other. So, we were both born here in the Oasis, and things were very similar to how they is now. Not tons of people coming. The fountain was fairly new when we were young. And the fountain was a big monument for the town, because now people not have to go all the way to the Oasis for water. They can just go to fountain. So less people go to Oasis just because it is easier. Now, Malak and me, we enjoy each other's company, and so we need place to be just the two of us, if you understand what I'm saying.
This is getting a little more like detailed than I thought it would. I think everyone is just listening to this story like,
Sim is just nodding. He's heard the story before.
They have heard the story.
Right.
Yes.
So we come to Oasis to spend time.
With each other. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Don't need that detail.
Yes, we are with each other. And eventually we find ourselves after many days of coming to Oasis, we find ourselves in the water of the Oasis. It is refreshing
a nice place to rest in the cool water.
Yeah.
And we spend time, eventually, we float closer to the crystal. And each time we come to Oasis, we find ourselves wanting to be by the crystal even more. And it is not just because it is physically comfortable, but we enjoy that place. We enjoy being there. And so, after many days, it's more like we become friends with the crystal, and it is the crystal, Yensis, and Malak.
There it is. I knew it. I knew there was a C. I was You know what? I get it now. I knew there was going to be I thought... Rayner's looking around. He's like, I thought there was going to be a third person. I thought there was going to be like a missing third person, and we had to go like find him somewhere, and their name was going to start with C. But this checks out. This makes sense.
I totally thought the keeper's name was going to start with a C.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't understand why you guys are on this kick. I don't understand this bit that you're on. Maybe I'm missing something. I don't get it.
Man, it would probably take like a whole 8 months to explain it to you. Don't worry about it.
Then you better just not even bother.
So anyway, before I was interrupted...
Sorry, my bad.
It's just kind of a thing. We're on it. We got a thing.
Raider interrupts her again to say, sorry about that. Sorry about interrupting.
So, longer story now make short. One time we are by Crystal and we open our eyes and we are in this space. And that is when we meet Sim. And when we see Sim, it is like we already know Sim because of the time we have spent with Sim. And that is how we become friends, and we visit Sim every day since. And Sim made us this bracelet because on the first time we visited, we just happened to be leaning by Crystal when Rainbow is hitting it just right, or light hit Crystal and make Rainbow. Yeah. But this bracelet allows us to enter at any time. And it is sad that only Malak and I visit Sim. Rest of village no longer visits because of the new fountain.
Oh, wait. Who built the fountain then?
That was before we were born. It was the keeper at the time.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can do something about that.
Yeah, I mean, that can change. Especially with the whole plan.
It absolutely will change, yes. Sim, I'm curious. I've been wondering something. Do you like... This is weird for me, because we're in like a extra reality space room thing, which is cool. I'm about it. It's very nice. But my question is, do you grow up? I think what Jonathan's trying to say is, do you age? Do you get older?
That is an
interesting question.
I do age
In the sense that time passes for me.
I was younger, and I am now older.
I have more memories and
abilities and
things that come through experience and age.
But I do not get...
And Sim kind of looks at Yensis and Malak and says,
I do not
fade in the same way
as your bodies do.
Oh, damn.
Wow. Fade is not a word I've used to think about that, but it sure as hell is now. Whew.
So do you, forget things?
I
think I must have, for there are
moments I cannot
perfectly describe, as we talked yesterday.
Trying to remember my
first memory is...
And they're you kind of stare out in the distance for a moment.
It is
difficult.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, that doesn't sound that different from us. I mean, obviously, aside from the fading away thing, which again is a haunting image. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I kind of get that.
I think everyone kind of has a little somber moment. Then the yellow portion of Sim returns and kind of rejoins the other two. And now the three voices speak in unison again and say,
"We have thought of your issue relating to Murgic and rewriting your friend. We do not know everything about the world outside, but here are our best ideas. The choice ultimately will be up to you as to which plan you take. If you want to kill a spirit, the easiest to locate, and most likely people will be happy to rid it, would be Abu Alab."
Oh, I was gonna say.
Shoot.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say Baz al Ghul.
Yeah,
That was my first. Easiest for me to find.
The
People not a fan.
The reason that I think Raynor hasn't brought that up as a possibility until now is because there was a moment after the weird, crazy Gorfball stuff. There was a moment where he went back and tried to find him again, and there was just no way forward. It was like a blank rock wall, and I kind of got the impression that he's not there anymore. If that makes sense.
Oh, I had thought. My understanding was that like we had repaired the boundary between like his prison and the mine, and if we were to like go digging, as it were, again,
shit.
it would happen all over again. Like that is a physical place in which his prison exists, and that's why the mining had to stop.
That's very possible. Sorry, I interrupted again. I didn't. In real life, I interrupted. That's my bad.
Another option, if you want to find a wandering spirit, I have a recollection of a place that could be helpful. It is called the Refuge. There is a place in the desert that many fled during troubled times during the desert's history. They might have an expert there who could inform you about wandering spirits.
Okay.
Wow.
Great. That sounds awesome. That sounds like a super cool place.
It definitely sounds less dangerous for sure.
Yeah, I'm not about killing a giant scorpion spirit. That sounds like a lot of work.
He's not wrong.
As far as looking for a magical item that contains a spirit's essence, do you know where your friend is located? This Quiz?
We know
don't
he's
think we do.
somewhere in the desert.
Our best clue is an ancient Usra dungeon.
Yeah, he's in a dungeon. He's in a dungeon in the desert, in the Tarif, in the country.
But unfortunately, that's all we have right now.
With the spirit of Murgic, yes?
Yeah.
I have a sense where they could be.
Oh.
Wait, you do? You do? Seriously? Okay.
Yes,
Hold on,
Murgic's...
wait, Grog, get the map.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I got my map.
Definitely.
pulls up the map.
All right, where are they?
Murgic's unique characteristics make him stand out in the world. I can get in touch with where other spirits are, and his is easy to pinpoint.
And you see kind of like the magenta hand kind of reach out and go through all the colored squiggles that make the darkness, as if they're like reaching beyond for something else. So then the magenta head kind of looks up in the distance and almost kind of like stares into nothingness, and then the cyan hand reaches over to the map and draws an X right there on the map.
Dope.
I'm
Okay.
gonna be honest, that is way more exact than I was expecting. I was expecting like a whole area.
Yeah, like a riddle.
We're gonna have to kind of hone in.
And then the magenta hand stops and comes back in and says,
That location. I remember it. That is where the
Usra built not just any dungeon.
but their greatest dungeon.
Of course.
Oh boy.
It is where they decided to store, almost like
A safe a final collection of their most powerful
items, creatures, and people
Of course.
are most likely long dead. If any magic item
were to exist that had the essence of a spirit.
this dungeon would be that place, which
Is most likely why Mirjik is there.
Wow.
So, I mean, we got like 2 of the 3 things we need, right? We got like where we gotta go, and we got like 1 of the 2 things that we need to get Quiz back.
we might
What's the other one?
we might technically have everything we need.
I thought we needed the power of a spirit and the power of the writer.
I mean,
we
we
need the power
need
of spirit and free will,
right.
Oh, gotcha.
which creates the power of the writer.
So
Yes.
if we were to go to that spot, best case scenario, we have an item with the power of a spirit, and we're already exactly where we need to be.
Worst case scenario,
Yeah.
we walk into a dungeon that Quiz and Mirjik have been for probably this whole time, and it's one giant trap.
Yeah. It's possible.
Whoa, Leroy, with the forward thinking.
You know, when you can't do backward thinking, you gotta do forward thinking.
Yes.
Oh, man.
which of these choices will you pick?
Oh, jeez. Oh, it's so hard because we know exactly where we gotta go now. But, okay. I got a question for the group.
Go for it.
I got a question. And we kind of all got to be on the same page because it's going to affect all of us. So, Abil, get in here.
I am included.
Don't make it weird. So, we got 2 paths we could take here. One of them, we head straight into the lion's den, right into the lair of the beast, and just hope that we can grab some power to help us once we get there. Or we can go to refuge, or the refuge, or whatever it is,
Right.
and try and find something there and take a little bit more time before heading to the dungeon.
Raynor blurts out, we should go straight to the dungeon. And then he kind of stops as if he's a little surprised that he said that so clearly and so loudly. And he's just like, I mean, of course we need to think about it. We need to all decide together. I didn't
I'm
mean
with
to,
Raynor.
You are?
Yeah, actually, I'm with you, man. I'm gonna follow what you say.
Oh. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm just kind of along for the ride here, you know that, so, like, whatever's good.
Yeah, I don't think you've ever steered us wrong, Rainer, so I think I'll follow you.
Grorg saying, I don't think you've ever steered us wrong, kind of hits him, and I think he's blinking a little bit, like he's finding that really hard to believe, and he's like, what about the rest of you guys?
That's everyone that's important.
What about me?
No!
You can't do this
No, because
to
there's
yourself,
a Beal,
Nathan.
and... Oh, shit, is it just a Beal? Did
I
everyone else
did
say
that one to
something?
mess with you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I was just a little overwhelmed, and I some reason thought there were more people here.
I think Eloise is like kind of flabbergasted because like everything from the minute they stepped off the boat in the gate, everything has been leading up to this basically is finding Conquest. And now she's standing there and she's literally staring at a map with an X on the spot where he is. And I think she like rushes up, and before she even like thinks of the implications of what she's doing, she just like wraps her arms around whatever part of Sim that she can.
Aw.
And just says, "Thank you."
And then I think Sim says,
Of course.
That's what friends are for.
Hello, Questies. It's me, Nathan, and thank you so much for listening to episode 26 of season 2. Give yourself a round of applause for listening for an hour. I guess that's a skill. That's a talent. Hey, big shout out and thank you to everyone who has recently been joining our Knights Quest Facebook group. It's cool to see more people coming in there and joining that. But we need more help because we currently have an undecided debate onto whether or not water is wet. It is a tie between water is wet and a substance that makes things wet. So if you haven't yet voted, we need your help. We need to decide this right now. Or just hop on over to that group where all kinds of fun things are happening all the time. I do have an announcement of something to be looking forward to. As we previously announced, our second album just recently came out, and that's been a huge hit, huge success. Thank you, everybody. But, since we've got extra time on our hands, the third album will be coming out very soon. Don't have a specific date for you, so again, follow us on the socials, and you will be announced the second that it is available. But that should be coming up probably before the next episode comes out, which, by the way, the next episode of Knights Quest will be out on May 8th. So that's, again, 2 weeks from when this came out. Pretty standard procedure, but mark your calendars. Bring some joy to that. May 8th is the next day. But yeah, otherwise, be on the lookout. Album 3 is coming out, and I designed that cover, and I'm very proud of it. I think it looks super dope. But feel free to disagree with me when you see it. But I don't know. I just think it's cool, so get excited for that. But yeah, that's all the announcements we have for you today. Again, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram and Facebook as of right now. And of course on Reddit too. And tell your friends about the show. Leave a review. Buy the merch on our website, nathanstreck.wixsite.com/knightsquest. That's all the announcements I have. Stay healthy, stay safe, and may your place in his story be long. Hold up.
You know what I just realized? I could have easily mentioned this before we started recording, and it would have made things a lot easier, and I apologize for that. I didn't really consider that, Nathan. That's my bad.
Hold up. What rhymes with talk? I'm trying to think of words that rhyme with talk.
What?
Besides walk and rock.
Lock.
Other words.
Shock. Gawk. Mock.
Okay.
Sock?
Sock.
That's it. And he pulls out